So I just watched Logan Paul's new video entitled Suicide Be Here Tomorrow. This is just basically my thoughts on the video right off the bat, okay? It was very well done. I applaud anybody raising awareness of suicide and suicide prevention. Um, and hearing the story on there and the statistics was scary. Very scary. I myself have never been suicidal, um, but I've been in very dark places. Um, you all know from my video, Alcoholism and Me, I used to be a very heavy drinker up until January 1st, 2016. In 2015, I think late 2014 to 2015, I self-harmed a lot. I used to cut my arms, and I have to live with the scars from that now. It's the biggest regret of my life. I wish I'd had the guts to speak up, the courage to speak to somebody and say I need help, but I didn't. And at the time, like I said, I was in a very dark place. I was being evicted from my house. I was on the council's housing list. I had nowhere to go. I was living with my mum, who at the time was also a heavy drinker. Thankfully, neither of us drink now. But just the only thing that helped me at the time was cutting, and if there's one thing I wish I never did, it's that. I wish I never cut. I wish I never hurt myself like that. And it's something I feel very strongly about when it comes to raising awareness of it, because people don't feel like they can talk about it. There is a stigma attached. There is, for me, I felt like, but if I go to the doctor and I tell them I'm doing this, then, they're going to think I'm crazy. They're going to think I'm absolutely crazy. I don't want to get locked up. I don't want people thinking I'm crazy. I don't want people looking at me like I'm crazy. And it took me a while to realise I wasn't crazy. I was just hurting. And I had no other way of making myself feel better. Not that it is in any way acceptable to hurt yourself or try and take your own life. The latter of that I never did, thankfully. But in the end, I saw a counsellor and I was able to open up to her about what I was doing. And, she said, roll up your sleeves, let me see. And I showed her my cuts, and, I'm better now. And I would never, ever, ever go back to doing that. I would never dream of doing that again. Like I said, biggest mistake of my life. I know people who have been affected by suicide. Not naming names, not going to name who they are to me. But the after effect that it has on them and the effect it has on them in the moment, you can't describe it. You can't describe it. When somebody takes their own life, I don't want to say they're being selfish. That's harsh. They're not being selfish. It's, but the thought isn't there at the time the thought isn't there at the time that what effect is this going to have on my family and my friends for the rest of their lives? This is a quick fix for me, but they're going to have to live with the fact that I did this, and that's something I don't really think people think about. And all it says, all it takes, and it was said in the video, all it takes is for one person just to turn around and say, are you okay? Are you having suicidal thoughts? Are you thinking about hurting yourself? I'm here if you need to talk. And, you know, in my experience personally, I didn't want to talk. My now husband, Lawrence, knew what I was doing and felt helpless, I think, because I wouldn't open up to him. I wouldn't talk to him about it. I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't tell him what was going on with me. He knew about the house situation. He didn't know about the drinking situation at the time. And like I said, it's because there is a stigma attached to it. I just wish people were doing more to prevent suicide and self-harming, and that more people were raising awareness of it. But yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts on all of that. I'm not going to go into it anymore. As for the Logan Paul video, very well done. It looks like it's the first in a string of videos like that, so I look forward to seeing the rest. And yeah, more should be done for that. Definitely. One thing I want to add onto the end of this video is, if you are watching this and if you are having suicidal thoughts, or you are self-harming in any way, or you are thinking about self-harming, please, please, please reach out to somebody. Speak to a family member, a friend, a doctor. Believe me when I say, they won't treat you like you are crazy. They won't judge you. They'll just help you, and they'll offer advice. Like I said, when I went to counselling, that was the best thing I did. So yeah, thank you for watching.